Welcome everybody, so Larry's here. Today we're gonna make a hero tier list for Super Season 4. I'm sorry in advance if I sound weird, but I'm not feeling very well. In the tier list, as always, we're gonna name the best players for each heroes and the best duo or trio composition. Remember to like, sub and share the video. Let's jump directly into it. The worst hero in the game in the D tier is Sindri. Some changes I'd like to see on her would probably be a higher damage or higher healings, or just change her passive into a speed boost for the teammates inside her aura. There's basically no Sindri players, so I'd say the best ones are probably Super Bean and myself, because I only seen us play her at a decent level. If you wanna play Sindri, just make sure your duo is helping you heal with Neon. That's the only way you can play her decently at a high lobby or high elo. Next in the D tier we have Diggy, who still hasn't received any change. Some changes though that I'd like to see for Diggy would be an instant teleport, just like it is in the Battle Royale mode, or they could also increase her damage just by reducing her bullet spread, but that's probably asking too much. The best Diggy is probably IJ, because as for Sindri, basically only throwers play her. He's the only one that I seen use her at a good level though. If you want to play her, you need some other high mobility heroes, so I'd say Aletta and Tigris are her best combos. Both of her ultimates are pretty good. The first one is more of ultimate that helps you win 1v1s. The second one, honestly, I use it to kill tanks more easily, but both are pretty good. Last here on the D tier, we have Vincent, who can honestly be super useful when the enemies are running multiple tanks. I'd like to see some changes to his clone ability, maybe like Yoru's clone from Valorant, where if you shoot his clone it becomes a flashbang, or maybe make it so that autofire doesn't work on him while he is cloaked. There is honestly a decent amount of Vincent players, but most of those are just randos that force him against comps he's not good at. I don't really know who's the best Vincent at the moment, but I can lie, my Vincent is kinda nasty. If you wanna play him, he's just like Diggy. He needs someone to pull aggro, so like Aletta and Tigris are probably the best combo for him. The first hero in the C tier is going to be Hunter, who dropped so much in the tier list even if he didn't get any changes. What I'd like them to change for him is his healing ability cooldown, which is way too high, so that it could become useful, and do something for his ultimates, which are both so bad. They should just make so that the second ultimate, the enemies cannot see and shoot through its wall. Hunter is basically played only in Asia region, so the best Hunter is going to be Sol for sure. I'd say the best comps with him is gonna be Neon support and probably a busted tank like Tigris. The next hero in the C tier is Iris. She's a pretty good second support. What I change about her, which is actually so annoying in my opinion, is the fact that when you discord or someone, your reload gets cancelled. That loses you so much DPS. I'd also like for her to be able to self-heal with her healing orb. The best Iris, in my opinion, is still Jazuki, even if he doesn't play her that much anymore. And as I said, she needs another support to heal to help with the heals, so the best comp is gonna be Neon, and she works very well with Kazama too. In the C tier, we also have Johnny Jet, JJ. His gun just got reworked recently, but it basically changed nothing. His damage is still too low. He also recently got his second ultimate, which helps his role as stalling point, so if I had to change something about him, I'd add his second pedal back, because right now he's kinda weak. The best Johnny Jet right now is Super Bean with his shenanigans to stall point. And some good comps with him is probably gonna be Tigris because he's OP, and some high damage DPS to help Johnny Jet on point. In the C tier, we have the worst tank in the game, Zero Kelvin, who is actually pretty good now in my opinion, since they added his second ultimate, which is so strong. Unfortunately, the rest of his kit still lacks. He really needs more damage on his main gun, or at least more ammo back, like 100 ammo. There are basically no Zero Kelvin players, and I was honestly the only one who I seen in high elo with the second ultimate. He needs a second tank if you wanna play him, and he also needs a good DPS to finalize on his kills, because he is really lacking damage. Now we have the second worst tank, Ono, who's the most underrated hero in the game in my opinion. His damage is pretty good, and his shields are so annoying against snipers. The only thing about him is that his hit registration is very buggy, both on his main gun and his melee ability. I also think they should make his second ultimate hit for shields. There are not many players using him, but Qiqi is probably the best one. I really like playing him with a flanker like Aletta or Kazama and also Neon because all of them are good targets for your shields. The last hero in the C tier is going to be Shell. She's not bad, don't get me wrong, but it's very hard for her to contest people on high ground like most of the other better flankers can do. If I had to change something about her, I'd honestly give her phasing ability 2 charges. There are not many Shell players, so I'd say the best one is probably gonna be Wrench since he's a one-trick pony. And the best comps is probably gonna be Neon and some other flankers like Aletta 12 per dive. Now, the first hero in the B tier is my favorite alien, Labula. He's a solid healer and can be used as a solo support. If I had to change something about him, I'd make so that all the abilities of the enemies who get hit by his second ultimate get cancelled, like Aletta double jump and Neon link, and slightly increase his rate of fire, so he can get better DPS and better healings. There are basically no Labula players, but the OG ones are still me and Slime. He works very well with tanks, especially with double tanks comp. The next hero in the B tier is Gloria. She's in a pretty good spot overall and she's fairly easy to use. In my opinion, she should be the only hero that can wall peek, and if you're not doing it, you should definitely abuse it because it's so strong. I wouldn't mind if they increase their shotgun damage a little bit just to make it more consistent. There are so many Gloria players, but the best one is Ozelic. I'd say she works best with Neon, so she cannot get one tap by snipers, and works well with Lacia to combo her second ultimate with Lacia ultimate. Next in the B tier we have another tank, Ruby. She hasn't received any changes and is overall pretty good, but she desperately needs a better ultimate, cause the one she has right now is just more damage, which she doesn't really need. Her main gun damage is good, and her rock stun is very strong, but her shields are way too easy to destroy compared to other tanks. There are very few Ruby players right now because the better tanks are just OP, but the best Ruby I know are Ozelic and Hades. She needs a Neon, and a Sniper is good to have to finalize on your rock stuns. In the B tier, we also have the boy from Up, Kazama, which got a crazy good damage buff in the last update, and his rockets have much more consistent damage now. He has the best movement in the game, with his first active used to fight, and his second one used as an escape or to reposition. He recently also got his second ultimate, which is kinda good, but first is still better. The best Kazama players are IJ and Jazuki, but there aren't many anyways. He works very well with Iris Orb and Ono Shield. The last hero for the B tier is gonna be Galen. She didn't get any buff, but she got a better ultimate, which not only heals her and reloads her gun, but finally helps her reposition and escape when someone is diving her. I wish they kept her movement speed boost when she changed form like she used to have in the past though. She is still easy to kill for snipers, but works very well against multiple tank composition. The best Gatlin are IJ and Ozelic, but there aren't many players using her anyways. She works well with tanks like Jabali using his shield and damage boost, and with supports like Labula for the immortality field that keeps her alive when she gets dove on or against snipers. To play her this season, it's very important to position properly and use off angles to kill multiple enemies at the same time. We now start the A tier with Mark. Mark is such an underrated hero, and it's so funny because he's basically played in Asia region only. I really wish they fixed his skateboard because sometimes it just doesn't work or procs so delayed that costs you your life. As I said, there aren't many Mark players, so the best one is gonna be Sol from the Asia region. He works very well with Neon obviously and other flanking characters like Aletta to kill the backline. The next character in the A tier is gonna be Christina. Her damage is so fucking insane, and she's the best damage option when the enemies have multiple shield tanks. She just shreds them. Her best map is Giga Cave, so I mostly use her there as well. I'd really like for them to fix her jump ability because it's very buggy and sometimes it straight up won't work. The The best Christina players I know are Rosalic, Lotus, and Slime. She works very well with the neon pocket so she doesn't get one-shotted by snipers, and works well with Tigris so they can control point together. Next in the A tier is gonna be the wall pick queen, Judex. She recently got a better ultimate which works as an EMP. She is the best wall picking hero by far, but I really like for them to change her passive, which is so dog shit, to something like she reloads 2 bullets at a time. There aren't that many Judex players, but the best one is gonna be Batman, and I really like to play her with an Aletta because they can finish each other kills off, and Judex can set up Aletta pushes with their stuns and flashes. In the A tier, we also have the second best support in the game, Chemist. She got buffed pretty well, and now, thanks to her higher fire rate, her heals are more than enough to be a solo support. Her anti-heal is very strong, and with the addition of her second ultimate, she can finally deal some good damage as well. I really wish she could still heal herself with her main gun, but that might make her too overpowered. The best chemist in the game is IJ. And the best compositions with her is gonna be with a Jabali to kill other tanks with their anti-heal, or with Ayah if you're using her first ultimate to combo. The next in the A tier is gonna be Victor. He's still a very strong off tank, and you're gonna have to play him more like a flanker or a DPS than an actual tank. He's mainly in A tier because snipers shred them, and if you wanna play dive, there are better tanks anyways. The best Victor in the game, in my opinion, is going to be Hades, and if you wanna play him, I'd say the best combo is going to be Neon and Aletta to help him dive. The next DPS instead in the A tier is going to be Damon. Her damage is insane. She shreds tanks so fast, and she can deny high ground access to heroes like Aletta or Tigris thanks to her bomb. I've made a Damon guide already, so be sure to check that out if you want to improve playing her. The best Damon in the game is going to be my one and only Sugar J, and she works very well with Neon and any other high DPS really. The next tank in A tier is going to be Jabali. He's unfortunately countered by the better tanks, but he's still a pretty solid pick. I really wish Jabali had his old gun back. I don't really know why they even changed it to begin with. He's fairly easy to use at a decent level, so you're gonna see so many Jabali players at every rank, but the best Jabali in my opinion is Qiqi, the Asia player. He works well with Chemist since she can anti-heal the enemy tank, and Jabali can hit the enemies through their shields. Next, in the A tier, we have Ayah. She got buffed twice in the last update, and she's actually very strong now. Her dashes deal so much damage, and her first ultimate is usually a triple kill at least. Her gun damage is still decent, but finally with more ammo, she is not just relying on her ultimate to be useful. Her deflect is still dog shit, but if you don't jump while using it, you shouldn't get it anyways. The best guy is going to be IJ, and she works really well with other dive heroes like Tigris and Aletta. The last hero in the A tier is going to be Fade. He just got his second ultimate in the last update, and boy oh boy, that shit is busted. It literally gets a kill or even two every time you use it, and you just have to press a button. His pins are what makes him very strong, and he's basically the only counter to the new tank Tigris. There are a decent amount of good Fade, but the best one is my boy Saul. I think he works very well with Skadies to combo his pins and Skadies web to get a one-shot kill. And he works as well really well with both the ultimates of Neon. The first one, which even gives him a speed boost, and the second one, so he doesn't die and he just kills everybody. And now we start off the S tier with the most hated hero in the game, Qiqi. Bro, I swear, every time I play against a Qiqi, I have to complain about her dog shit ass hitbox one way or another. She's just unhittable for snipers, and her damage is insane. Don't even make me think about her crazy mobility, cause she literally flies across the fucking map. Alright, she even has a crowd control ultimate. Like fuck, what? The best Qiqis in the game are Ozalik, Kaizen, and Slimy. She works super well with the Neon Pocket, which like basically makes her unkillable. Please, for the love of God, fix her fucking hitbox. Next, we have the undisputed best support in the game, Neon. She's just so much better than any other support in the game. Both her ultimates are insane, and the fact that she can give shields to the entire team is just, like TK would say, madness, bro. I don't really think they should nerf her, but I'd really like to see good buffs to all the other supports to see some changes in the support meta. You are literally gonna see a Neon every game, but the best Neon in the game is going to be Super Bean and myself. She literally works with everything. Just remember not to give overshield to heroes like Vincent or JJ so they don't get spotted. The next hero is going to be the best flanker, Aletta. She's still going to be S tier, especially now that Tigris is in the game. The dives you can do with those two heroes together are insane, and at the same time she works so well against Tigris as well. Her second ultimate is still dog shit, so just use Decoy Bomb if you wanna play her. She is one of the hardest hero to master, so don't worry if you cannot play her very well immediately. The best Alettas in the game are going to be Slime and Saul. She works very well with almost everything, but as I said, Tigers and Neon are probably the best to dive enemies together. We finally have the first sniper in the S tier, Usos. He's insane and honestly is my favorite sniper to play and the hardest to play at the same time. He's also the one that gets countered the most by dive heroes, so that's why he's the lowest in the tier list. He just got his teleport ultimate back, and that's a dub, but I still really like playing first ultimate as well. The best Usos players in the game in my opinion are Slime, Joker, and Masaru. He works very well with almost everything as well, but he kinda needs a Neon if the enemies are focusing him with dive, and a Tigris to contest the enemy Tigris if there even is one. The next sniper in the S tier is going to be Hualing. She is so fucking insane as well. Her arrow hitbox is so huge, it makes it so easy to hit your shots on the enemies, and bro, her invisibility legit lasts for fucking ever, and has such a low cooldown, it's fucking crazy. Luckily, her fucking second ultimate, the tornado, is bugged, cause oh lord if it worked properly. The best ones in the game are IJ, Ozalik, Mora, and Bleb. She works super well with Neon to get overshield and contest other snipers. We now have the third best hero in the game, Fort. Fort was already super strong, but with the addition of his second ultimate, he's just busted. That ultimate basically prevents you from playing the game. It's like a full team wipe basically. He also recently got a buff, and now his main gun is a 5 burst instead of 4, so he even has a better DPS. Together with his insane survivability makes him an insane tank. The best Fort in the game in my opinion is Slime, but there are so many Fort players anyways. He works very well with Neon to help him stay alive and with any good DPS really. We now have the most toxic hero in the game, the best tank and the second best hero in the game, Tigris. He just got added, but I honestly don't know how someone could look at this hero and think, it's good to be in the game. His main gun is insane, it's so easy to hit shots with it. He has a better dash than Fade and stuns as well. And honestly, whoever thought, let's give him an invincible shield should straight up be fired, bro. Also, his ultimate has an insane clutch potential, he can even 1v5. The best Tigers in the game in my opinion are Saul and Slime. He works very well with everything to be honest, just give him a Neon and he'll do good for sure. We finally got to the end, so now we got the best hero in the game, Lacia. The reason why I put her as first is simply because she can drop so many kills so easily. With Tigris instead, you cannot get across the map kills like you do with her, and that's why I think she's better. She is so easy to use, it's insane. Her aim assist does everything. Her scans are so strong they even slow the enemies. The dashes, bro, completely broken. Her ultimate is super good as well. Like, she's completely pay to win. The best Lacias in the game are IJ and Ozalik, in my opinion. She works well with anything, to be honest. Like, give her a neon and she'll do good. Neon, tigers, whatever. Anyways, that's all for the video. Thanks again for watching and see you on to the next one. Peace!